Good afternoon, everybody. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. It is 50 degrees out. It was sunny, but now it's not. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm just grabbing the camera because I finally found some brakes for the car and spent the entire morning, out here where I live. I hitched a ride with a friend who took me to one town to go get the part that I had ordered. And that was a 45-minute trip, and we got there, and the part in the box didn't match the box. So obviously it wasn't the right one. And I'm happy that I looked, because otherwise I'd have come home with no brakes. So they called another town further away, and they had the proper part for me. So we drove over there to get that, and then he had to run his errands, and here I am, lunchtime, but I'm not yet hungry, so I'm going to go out and work on the car brakes, hopefully, and get them going. Well, I had to go get new brake parts, and it came in 2 pieces. I could not get this bolt out of here, and that's a problem. I couldn't separate these 2 units, so I went and bought, this was only $35. I say only because this was $60. The bracket was, I think I get $5 or $6 back from the core for that. But the problem is, I hope they'll take this as one unit, because I bought them at the same store. Well, 2 different locations, but the same branch, or the same store, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I can't get this bolt out of here, and I really hate to do it and risk breaking it. So I'm hoping they'll take it as one and give me my core charges back, because this was a $60 core, this piece here. That's the one they want back really badly. The cost of the core was the same as the cost of the new part, so I had to do some working and manipulating because there was no instructions, and I didn't know there's actually a bolt head in here that goes through a shaft that goes into here, and I couldn't get this one apart to look and see how it went together. So I had to guess and figure it out. So time has passed, and I've got my new brake caliper unit assembled and ready to go. These are the things that give me the trouble. I hate these. These stupid clips, they go on here and they come off. Now, a lot of people told me, well, you can just simply, some of the advice I got was, take apart the brakes in 2 pieces, and you don't have to take it off as one piece, and all kinds of weird odd stuff I got for advice. But that feels grindy. I don't like how that. It feels grindy. I don't like that. I don't like it. It snags and catches. It's not very smooth. I'm not pleased with that at all. I put the grease in there, but the rubber boot mushed most of it out. So these stupid retainer clips go on here, and then the brake pad has to go into the retainer clip, and it's really not fun to deal with. So my battery is low, so I'm not sure how much I'll get to record here. But let's take you over and put this thing together. Alright, now theoretically putting on new parts should go smoother than the using old. Of course, I forgot my new rotor in the back of the car. Need the new rotor. I think I'm going to put the brake parts on before. Let me see, that was a bit of a job. Let me see if I can get that on. I know you're not supposed to hang everything, but this was the toughest part. It probably will go on easy, I'm guessing. Let me see. It goes through. By the way, I put anti-seize compound on the calipers as I assembled them, so that if I need to ever do anything again, it won't be as bad. So how's that? Huh? Oh, that doesn't line up. There's tension on that. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is fun. This is really fun. Somehow, yeah, it doesn't ever go as easy as you would hope. Alright, I'm going to get this into here, and I'm not going to waste your time. I have to try to manipulate that, and that's going to be a job, so I'll only pause the camera and save my battery. Okay, nothing ever goes easy. I couldn't get the parking brake cable on, so I'm going to attempt to put the new rotor on. I wonder why there's dirt in there. I'm going to try to do it like this instead. I noticed in the comments a lot of people said you only take off this and this if you're going to swap rotors. Well, that's exactly what I did. So taking apart the whole thing was, I believe, the right way to go. Now, these little clips, can you see over here? No. Trying to put the new brake pads in is a fun job from my memory of the other one. I say that in the most sarcastic manner possible. Is there a difference? Same thing. Oops, upside down and backwards. Yeah. Of course, if you don't have the Chilton guide, you have no idea what you're doing. Okay, these go in here. New pieces definitely work so much better. New is always better. I don't know if I had to do this ever again. I don't know if I'll just try to use the same old junk. Might be easier to just buy all new parts. Because that other side was insanity trying to get that together. Now, these guys go into here. I also noticed somebody said they never changed brakes before. Well, don't use this as an example because these are not your normal brake pads and they're not your normal changing. Now the problem is these clips have to be lifted up and have pressure on the pad, and it's got to slide in there just right. New parts definitely are better. No, see it, same thing, it slipped all the way out the other side on me. You can slip them through and out the other side, and then you got to press them back in. I don't like these metal tabs. I do prefer the classic vehicles, classic cars. Their brake systems, I think, are easier. Although you got the little springs and stuff on the back drums. All those little springs and pieces. But I got used to them. See, getting this in here is not so easy. While you're working on one, you're knocking out the other side. Now, if I can get that to compress and stay intact. Wait a minute. Gotta get enough space in there to get it over the rotor. Okay, I think I got it. So let's move the camera back over to the rotor. Yes, you can see what I'm doing. Am I still recording? Yes. Don't fall apart. Don't fall apart. Okay. That's on. Now. Oh, I should have coated these with anti-sneeze. Anti-seize compound. Alright, I'm going to slip one in to hold that in place. And I want to put anti-seize on the other. I went and got Permatex aluminum anti-seize lubricant. I will use it on every single thing. It makes your future so much better. Just so much better. I'm a strong believer in that stuff. That's why everything came apart easier on this than any other vehicle I've ever done because it wasn't seized up. Now I'm totally in your way, so forgive me while I try to find the hole in here. Come on. Oh, where is it? I can't see. Don't fall off. Oh no, don't fall off. Those pads are just barely in place. The bolt came out on me. The top one wasn't really in. If those pads slip off, I'm done. Now, anti-seize on this. Hope I can get that parking brake hooked up. That's a nightmare. There's a lot of pressure on that spring, and I'm sure there's a tool for that makes it easier, which I don't have. I did not end up getting the proper brake compressor tool because at this time I'm not going to use it because I don't have to compress the brakes, but for next time, if there is a next time on this car, I will be doing that. I'm also going to put some grease on my brand new air shock that's not even a year old and it's all rusty. The salt in this country is terrible and stuff. It's a killer. Salt gets up in there and just rots everything out. I'm always nervous after driving a car that I put together for the first couple 100,000 miles or so. Because, listen to that. Well, that's the problem. That's why I had the problem with the original. Oh no. What's warped? That's why I had to replace them in the first place. Oh. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Can the brand new rotor be warped? Oh, that's not cool. Not good. I gotta put the hydraulic line on, and it has two bushings, like seals, compression fittings, one on each side. They keep the... Oh wait, did they not give me... Oh boy, I'll be back. They don't give you anything in these remanufactured brakes. I gotta get the original bolt from the other one. The bolt that holds the cable on, the brake cable on, they don't give you... Well, that's old bushing. Oh, I gotta get it off. They don't give you anything new anymore. Okay, now I've got to get that off. Pause the camera. Okay, the new pieces. One on here, through the line, which is bleeding on me. Make sure there's none on there. One on here, and into the new brake caliper. Nice and happy. Get that in there. It's tight. Didn't think about that. Okay. socket wrench is tight fitting. So, tighten the hydraulic line on. Now, that moves happily. Okay. Now, I've got to figure a way to get that parking brake line on, so I'm going to struggle with that a while. Okay, now I have to reconnect the ABS line here. This little electrical clip on there. And then put anti-seize on the lug nuts. I know somebody's going to tell me I'm using too much or something wrong, who knows, but I've never killed myself yet doing this. There's always a first time. Okay, wheel over here. My racing slick. If the car hasn't settled in the meantime too far, this should go on. There we go. Soon it will be mobile again. Oh, I should bleed the lines. I wonder if I can reach that with the tire on, now that I think of it. I better bleed the lines before I put the tire on. Happy I thought of that right now. Yeah. Okay, I've got to find a piece of tube that fits that screw in a little glass jar so I can bleed the lines. I'll be back in a minute. Here's how you bleed the brakes when you're alone. A water container and a tube that fits the bleeder valve tightly. I have it opened and just sitting there loosely, and I'm pumping on the brakes until fluid goes through the line and stops bubbling. It's a back and forth deal, going round and round the car, back and forth, pushing the brakes, releasing the brakes, checking the fluid in the front, checking the fluid in the tube. It's still bubbling. Back and forth and round and round. Check the brake level in the reservoir as I go. Pump the brakes again. You should see it flowing. Should see it bubbling or flowing over here. You get a lot of exercise when you do it alone. There it's still bubbling. And do a couple more pumps. I should be able to get that bled out nicely. Once the tube has got fluid and there's no air bubbles, as is now, I can tighten this and I should have good brakes. I'll know when I start driving it. Alright, now I can put the wheel on, and that's how you bleed the brakes when you're alone. Just a little container like that and a little piece of tubing. Works for me every time. Alright, now I'll put on my racing slick. I cannot get that parking brake on. I can't do it. Compressing a spring is impossible, so I'm going to have to take it in to get that done for me on the lift with there's probably a compression tool. I just cannot get that spring to compress while trying to wrench it on there. So I have to go the 5 miles and go get it done. But it is what it is. So, put the wheel on. While I'm at it, I'm checking all the fluids. Power steering was making a little noise. And this car always lost a tiny bit of oil for some odd reason. Just a little bit low. Maybe it's just the system, just the way it is, I don't know. Try to keep it clean, somewhat. So, everything should be happy. Everything's topped off and good. Close it up, start it, and check the brakes. I'm just going to try it here in the area. Here's the problem with living in the country. Mice, chipmunks. They see your engine compartment as a awesome buffet. Oh, mice. Oh, it's disgusting. I hope not, they haven't done any damage. There's mouse poop all through up in here. Mice have moved into my engine compartment in just that short time. Well, I'll try it out, see if the brakes are good. Well, it runs, it stops, but the brakes are mushy, so I have to go buy bleeder screws for the other 3 brakes because they hardly ever come out without stripping and wrecking them and without a torch. So I am going out to take my core back and get some bleeder screws, and then I can bleed the brakes, and then I'll have a happy working vehicle finally.